Despite a majority of Americans having some form of health insurance, medical debt is a burden many carry.
Analysis by the Kaiser Family Foundation finds nearly 1 in 12 adults in the U.S. have medical debt, and most of them owe more than $1,000.
One way a patient can incur that debt when their insurance company denies a claim to pay for a service, even if they've already had it done.
KFF reports 1 in 5 insured adults in the U.S. have experienced a denied claim in the past year. And it, quote, appears to be connected to the complexity of insurance. Many don't know that they have the right to appeal, while others have trouble filing the proper paperwork.
Investigative reporter John Bold takes an in-depth look at a solution to limit denied claims.
It feels like somebody put a paper bag over my face and I cannot breathe at all. It literally chokes me out to the point that I lose consciousness.
Kim Watts lives alone, wearing a defibrillator in a room piled high with medical paperwork documenting her acute respiratory failure, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, chronic congestive heart failure, and many other health issues. Expecting weeks of rehab after her latest stay in ICU, she got just days after getting a letter that said, "Your health plan has determined Medicare probably will not pay for your skilled nursing facility services after the date above."
And I said, well, this is not fair because I don't even know these people and they don't know me. I tried to appeal it and the appeal lost by the next day, and they said, oh, well, if you were to appeal again, you'd have to wait 14 days for the decision to come back on that one. I said, that don't make no sense at all.
Many of us recognize this kind of letter because important tests, procedures, or rehab we needed, ordered by our doctor, have been denied by insurance.
If you don't have anyone to make a stand for you, you basically just lost.
That's the subject of a paper U of L law student Frank Bifus researched and wrote, which got published recently in the U of L Law Review. He examined employer-sponsored health care plans, which cover over half the U.S. population. He found no entity tracks the prevalence of health plan claims denials, so it's impossible to know how often it happens.
It's just throwing up roadblocks. They know they get so many free roadblocks. There's no reason not to throw up roadblocks. They can delay people from getting care, and a lot of people just are going to go, well, I guess I don't get that. I guess that care is not for me.
He discovered the doctors insurers hire to review claims have malpractice immunity. And he also found insurers are immunized from damages or punishments.
Frank Bifus isn't the only one who noticed a problem for patients. Some local doctors and hospital administrators saw it too from the front lines. So they started their own company based right here in Jeffersontown, focused on bridging the gap.
After working for almost 35, 40 years in hospital operations, we saw a shift in what was going on with insurance companies from a denials perspective for patients in the hospital.
It's called PC3, Physician Care Coordination Consultants.
Is we truly advocate for the patients. And we sort of serve as the middle person, the middleman, whatever you want to call it, between insurance and hospitals, where we sort of communicate because we understand both sides, and we sort of ensure that, claims go through right, we're bringing appropriate claims, and so that they're not denied.
Over time, it's gotten more. It started out with the federal government looking at the spending for Medicare patients, and then, of course, the state looking at the spending for Medicaid, and then it blossomed into more with the commercial payers, just out of the use of services and the cost of services.
They say claims are often denied because insurers don't have the proper documentation.
One of the most common mistakes is they might not have all the information. Sometimes it's that, you've requested something and there is no paperwork that's sent at all. So sometimes we get on these calls and we're chatting with the other physician on the other side, and they have nothing to go by. And that's where we sort of come in and get the right information in front of them to get cases approved.
Instead of your doctors spending valuable time pleading your claim case over the telephone when they could be treating patients, PC3 does that work. They claim they're having more success in getting denials approved, and there are no bad guys in this.
So really, honestly, I don't think it's the fault of the hospital, it's not the fault of the physicians, it's not the fault of the payers, right? It's sort of the system that we are locked into today, and this is the byproduct of the system, unfortunately.
For now, PC3 only works with hospitals, not individuals. In just 1 year after opening, the company says it went from assisting 2 hospitals to 30.
If you need to appeal a claim denial, the advocates we spoke with say to make sure you understand your health plan's specific process and keep records of everything you do, like when you took each step or who you spoke with. If you continue to have trouble, they suggest talking to your doctor or contacting your state's insurance commission.